Hey, Danny K coming to you from Danny K Gym and Wellness. Today's tip is kind of like a piggyback from yesterday when I said about making those small goals to achieve the ultimate big goal. Part of those small goals is and can be challenging yourself. So when you challenge yourself, you set those goals to challenge yourself. When you challenge yourself and you achieve those goals, then it keeps you motivated. So it's kind of like maybe yesterday was part one, today's part two, right? So what I want as you're joining in, what I want from you guys is list, different things or what things might be challenging to you, that you're willing to accept that challenge and actually put forth the effort to make that challenge. Did that make any sense? So basically, like for me, like I don't know, I posted on Facebook and it kind of got me rolling, and different messages that I've been getting. So I posted, today that I lifted the 60-pound dumbbells instead of the 55s. The 55s is normally what I do, but today I was like, you know what? I'm feeling a little froggy, feeling a little frisky, feeling a little good. And I used to play around and dabble with the 60s and the 65s. But what happens is when I use too many weeks back to back with those weights, I end up pulling like what's called SC splints. So it's like my pec muscle, it pulls away from my sternum and my collarbone. So sternum, collarbone, SC splints, kind of like your shin splints. So when you know that pain, that's the pain I get within here when I lift too heavy. Basically, my frame is my muscles are too strong for my frame. So when that happens, something's got to give, and my muscles start pulling away from my bones. So I've kind of like stayed down to the 55s in a comfort zone. So like, I'm just kind of thinking, like I thought about like when I'm pushing people to do small goals and setting all of that and stuff like that, I'm thinking, you know what, I should at least every couple of weeks kind of step out of that comfort zone, step out of the 55 zone, go to the 60s and 65s just to do it, just to, kind of keep it there, and then go back so I don't get injured, you know what I mean? So with that came all of this thing about, kind of part one yesterday, part two today. So part one yesterday, setting those small goals. And as you're achieving those small goals, obviously, you should be challenging yourself. So those small goals should be somewhat of certain challenges for you. So as you're doing that, why not just set maybe some small challenges that you kind of know, they're doable, they're reachable, but then set some other harder challenges that maybe not so easy to reach, so that when you do actually reach them, it seems like, you are progressing, you're getting even closer to that goal, faster to that ultimate top goal that we talked about. So, as you're watching this, and as you're joining in, please tell me the different things that you are thinking about where you want to challenge yourself. And what I find, like just in our workshop, in my weigh-in workshop that I have every Thursday, I make them write their goals down. And sometimes they put like little safe goals, and that's fine. So, safe goals are fine, but I want you to challenge yourself into a goal that may be not so safe. Get out of the comfort zone. You're not going to do anything in that comfort zone. The comfort zone, there's, in that comfort zone, there's obviously comfort, there's fear, there's, all kinds of things that just kind of keep you here, and there's nothing wrong with being here. But if you're here, you're not there. So, when you're in that comfort zone, or when you're, allowing fear to, control you or keep you kind of back or push you away from things that you want or those goals that you see that you would like to have, it's kind of like you're only hurting yourself, right? So, and there's nothing wrong with stepping out of that comfort zone, kind of facing fear like head on, and if you stumble, so what? You get up and you dust it off, and you go a little bit further, you try again, right? Going back to the days when we first were crawling, like when we were crawling, and then we lift up and we're holding onto a table to walk, we stumble, we fall. well, what if we never like faced our fear of getting back up and trying to walk again? Right? We'd be 40 something years old crawling on our hands and knees because we're afraid to walk because we're afraid to fall. There's nothing wrong with falling. There's nothing wrong with stumbling. There's everything wrong with staying back here. There's everything wrong with, I guess maybe not everything wrong with staying in a comfort zone, but when you're staying in that comfort zone, everybody else is passing you. Just the other day, actually yesterday, because we were talking about the tip of the day and the small goals and everything, and one of my clients, when she watched the video, she said, but, what if you're afraid to, and is there anything that you ever did not do because you were afraid of, right? And I was like, honestly, no, yeah, I mean, sure, I'm afraid of rejection. Ooh, I'm afraid of the damn dog barking and scaring the piss out of me. That's what I'm afraid of. But I lived through it, right? So, certain things that, fear, when fear gets me, right? Sure, I'm afraid of rejection. I'm afraid of, failing. I'm afraid of not succeeding. I'm afraid of, jumping out of an airplane. You know what I mean? Like, so there are things that I am afraid of, but I will not jump out of an airplane. Vince Powers, if you're watching this, I will not jump out of a freaking airplane. It is perfectly good in flying through the air. Why in the hell would you want to jump out of it? No. Vince jumped out of a plane the other day and said that I should try and jump out of a plane. No, not going to happen, right? No, not if it's perfectly good flying in the air. I'm not jumping out. But anyway, so like different things that was I afraid of starting my business? Sure. Did I do it? Yes. Did I allow fear to keep me back from not doing it? No. Face fear. Like, what have I got to lose? Like, I was afraid when I first started my dance studio back years ago. And most people would say, oh, it failed. Well, it didn't really fail because I learned things from it. So and failure to me is not trying. That to me is what I'm afraid of. And that's what I told my client yesterday. She's like, what are the different things that you're afraid of? I said, really, truly, the only thing that I'm afraid of is not trying. I'm afraid of the what ifs. What if you just sit back here and let life pass? What if you don't step up to that person? What if you don't step up to that job opportunity? What if you don't step up to that 60-pound dumbbell challenge versus the 55s? You know what I mean? Like, so I'm always afraid of, if I don't go try it, the what if, the awesomeness that could happen, right? So I guess I'm that see that cup half full kind of person, where I'm always optimistic about whatever it is, So me, yes, I'm afraid of sitting back here. I'm afraid of, everybody else going ahead of me. I'm afraid of everybody else getting everything that I want, So I don't let fear stop me from getting what I want. I don't let fear stop me from at least trying, because to me, if you don't try, it's failing, right? If you just sit back and watch everybody say, yeah, I would like to have that, yeah, I would like to have that, yeah, I would like, what the hell's stopping you? Well, I'm afraid of, what are you afraid of? You already don't have it, right? You know what I mean? Like, if I pick up those 60-pound dumbbells and try it, and I'm not able to, or I'm not strong enough, or, my muscles were bigger than my strength, like your eyes are bigger than your belly, so I tried it, yeah, okay, so if I didn't make it, there's no loss because I already didn't have it, right? So that's what fears me. So I'm always like meeting fear head on, meeting challenges head on, because fear is false evidence appears real. Because a lot of times, whatever we're afraid of is exactly what we're bringing into our life. So if we're afraid of I don't know, if we're afraid of, let's just say with the business, we're afraid of not starting our business, whatever business it might be. So we sit back here and we watch, well, Billy Bob's doing that, well, Mary Sue's doing that, well, everybody else is doing that. What are you afraid of? You already don't have that business, so why not try it? And maybe you can have what Billy Bob and Mary Sue have, or better, or bigger, you know what I mean? So that's where, with me, challenges, that dog is getting on my nerves, I love her to death. But with me, challenges are that. Like, I I meet and face any challenge head on, and I welcome any challenge. My mom used to always tell me, she always just sat back and, just told me, not really told me that I couldn't do it, but she never really gave me that boost or that ego trip that I could do it, because she knew that if she told me that I couldn't do it, I would be out to prove you're wrong, right? So let me see what is going on. What kind of crap are you guys causing? I'm trying to do a live video here. This is live TV. What the hell? You both are wild. Just as like, feed me, give me a treat. She was security checking your bag. Okay, so now I can go back to doing what I was doing, okay? Anyway, see them over there? I don't know if you can see them over there. They're hiding behind the machines. Gabby and Miss Susan, they're hiding. Anyway, good Lord, that was annoying, wasn't it? I'm sorry, guys. So, and Mary Jo, come on, girl, you just described me. What did I describe? Everything? Come on. Face a challenge, hit that challenge, write that challenge down, and make steps toward it, right? I mean, I kind of did, sorry, lost my train of thought, but, so there's nothing really that I fear. I mean, outside of spiders. I don't like spiders. Okay, yes, I did stop my car Saturday night, pulled off to the freaking side of the road. I was like, oh my God, is that real? Is it inside? And my friend Brian was like, I don't see it. I'm like, it's on the inside. I flipped my windshield wiper blades on, and they were going, and the spider was still crawling, so I knew the spider was on the inside. It just freaked me out. So yes, I'm afraid of spiders, okay? But I will face the fear and step on that sucker and kill it if I have to, if there's nobody else. If there's other people around, oh hell yeah, I'm going to scream like a girl, and they're going to step on it and kill it for me, because I don't do spiders unless I have to, right? You face your fear. Fear's false evidence appears real. So if I see that spider and I really step on it and kill it, I know Melissa Masoto, she's going to hate me because she says, put it outside. I'm like, no, you put it outside, the sucker going to come back in, right? If you kill it, it ain't coming back. The family might seek revenge on me, but, anyway. So, yes, Catherine, spiders are scary. I don't like them. Anything that creepy and crawlies, I don't like it. I am fearful of those, but I will do what I need to do if I have to. If I'm faced by myself, if there's someone else in the room, they're going to take care of it, not me, okay? Laura knows because I was doing push-ups, and it was crawling. I don't know what the hell it was, and I jumped up and screamed, and she come over, and she killed it. But anyway, so moral of the story, face your fear. What do you have to lose, right? You already don't have it, right? Whatever it is. If it's that job, if it's that raise, if it's that relationship, if it's that business, Sean, I don't know if you're still hanging out with us or whatever, but you're starting a business venture, and I know you might be scared in a sense, but it's not holding you back, right? Don't let shit hold you back. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be fearful. When you're afraid, it's like I've been told that the thing that you're afraid of the most is probably, more than likely, 9 times out of 10, the thing that you need to be doing the most. If it fears you, if it scares you that much, you should be doing it, right? Except for spiders and except for jumping out of perfectly good airplanes that are flying in the air. Anyway, business ventures, I mean, if it's something that you've always wanted to do, but it scares the shit out of you, do it. What do you got to lose? You already don't have your business, right? What do you have to lose? Yeah, you lose some bucks. I lost a shit ton of money in my dance studio. I went in complete debt. I almost had to claim bankruptcy, but I refused to do that. I needed to pull myself up out of that debt. I needed to do that myself. It took me 5.5 years to pull myself out of a $100,000 debt, but I did it, okay? Hello. I told myself I was never, ever, 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 ever going to own another business unless I had Janet Jackson money. if y'all know me, no, I don't have Janet Jackson money, but I do have another business. Unfortunately, I lost my mom, which probably was the catalyst to helping me get this business. However, I still don't have Janet Jackson money, but I still own my business. I didn't let that fear of I'll just say, because it didn't fail, it was just unsuccessful. It was not as successful as I would like it. I had it for about 4 years, and I had to shut the doors because I was losing more money than I was making. So, just that fear of what if that happens again? What if that happens again? What if that happens again? So I wasn't really thinking what if that happens again when I started my gym. I was kind of fearful, but in an excited kind of way. You know what I mean? Like, because in my sense, I'm, what if it does happen? What if this does go? Sorry, I was putting my battery on. So I'm that optimistic. I'm thinking the what ifs on the good end. So once I get something like kind of stuck in my craw, I've got to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I've just got to face that and do it. So today, while you're watching this, as you're watching this, as you're thinking about it through the day, I want you to write down not just the small goals like part 1 yesterday, but part 2 today. I want you to write down those challenges, those things that are challenging you, that you feel like, I don't know, fear is holding you back from it. Write it down and do it. What's the worst, that could happen is you already don't have it. It already isn't there. You already, can't lift it. You know what I mean? Like, so what's the harm in trying? So if you try and you get it, look how awesome it would be. You know what I mean? Like, think about the awesomeness. Don't think about the what if negative. Think about the what if positive, right? Think about the glass half full. Think about, everything that could possibly go awesome and perfect and right if you go grab that, whatever it is, or try whatever it is, instead of thinking, well, what if I can't lift it? Well, I'm scared, what if I can't do a full push-up? Well, try it. Do you know you can't do a push-up? Do you know you can't lift that whatever, that bag of mulch or whatever? I mean, you think in your mind. Your mind is in the way. Get your mind out of the way. Like kids, kids just go and do it. And they have no fear whatsoever. They just go and do. They jump out of the tree. They jump off the picnic table. They, whatever, And then it's like, if they didn't do it, they're like, oh, well, maybe I should have done it this way, or maybe I should have done it this way. So if it doesn't happen the exact way that you think that it should go, then assess and figure out how you can make it better, and how you can face that challenge again and make it either perfect or complete it. You know what I mean? So write down your challenges. Write down what challenges you. Write down any kinds of fears that you're like, what, if I can just face that fear, and do that, and write down the positive things. Don't focus on the negative things of what could go wrong if you don't lift that bag of mulch, or if you don't do that push-up, or if your arms buckle, or if you don't get the raise if you ask for it, or if you don't get that date if you ask for it, you know what I mean, or whatever. Don't write down the things that could go wrong. Write down the things that could go right. What if you do get that raise? What if you do complete 2 push-ups? What if you do able to lift up that bag of mulch? What if you do ask that person out on the date and you get it? You know what I mean? Like, what if they are happy to be with you just as much as you're happy to be with them? What's wrong with that, right? So write down all the positive things that could go right from facing that challenge, and just do it. Like, life is way too short to sit back and say, I'm scared, or I'm kind of cool right here. I'm okay. I'm just going to sit there and watch you guys go and do. Why watch other people go and do and be and succeed and be happy? Well, you're just as deserving of it. There's an abundance of everything for everybody. So everybody deserves everything. So write down those challenges. Think about the positive things that could go right from getting and achieving those challenges, and do it. Tell me how. Tell me what your challenges are. Tell me how you've succeeded in that. And I'm not just talking about, like today, if you set out a challenge, but it takes you a couple days to finish that challenge or to get through that challenge or whatever, tell me, retell me. Tell me in a couple of days what that challenge was and how great it was and what the positive things are. Or tell me right now, this is the challenge that I face. These are the positive things that could possibly go right. And then in a couple of days or whenever that challenge is completed and everything is perfect the way you thought it could go right, and maybe went even better, tell me. Message me back. Let me know. So leave your comments. Tell me what challenges you face. Tell me the positive things. Don't focus on the negative. Focus on everything that you want. Focus on the positive things that could go right from facing those challenges. DaniKJimOWellness.com, Dani K. Jimmo Wellness on Facebook. And don't forget, you only got today, it's 11/11, make a wish. You got today the 13th and tomorrow the 14th, the last 2 days of my special. And I put that link in the title as well. So join today for $5. You're saving $70. So can't beat that with a bet. Stay in tune, stay informed, stay motivated. Bye.